Here we go. Hey, it's BT with Tales from the Gemini. Man, I am so excited. I love my life. I kind of like living like this by a string. Right? I had guests, and I had 2 guests fall out. I'm like, what do I do? So I hit a buddy up, my buddy Alan Lane. I'm going to tell names because Alan hooks me up. Said, you got any, can you do it? And he fell out, and so he goes, hey, listen, how about this person? And so he hit me up. This girl named Dystany Spurlock. This woman. And I feel bad because I didn't know who I write for Sport Bike Inc.'s magazine, if you guys ever get a chance. I write for Sport Bike Inc.'s magazine, and I go through the magazine, and I see this woman is a drag racer, right? Female motorcycle drag racer. And I don't know why it didn't register with me. Then he sent it, then I'm reading up on her, trying to get my research in before the show. And this woman is a literal badass. So, man, I'm going to let her tell the story. But she's the first African-American female in 2020 to win in the 4.60 index class at South Georgia Motorsports Park. And I got the video. Man, she's awesome. I think she's going like 160 miles an hour, man, on a motorcycle in her division. I'll let her say it. I don't want to ruin everything because of all the motorsports, drag racing is probably not my least knowledgeable. Excuse me, my least knowledgeable. So I'm gonna let her say it, and I'm gonna learn along with we're gonna learn each other. So this is gonna be great. I can't wait for this, man. I really am. I'm excited. And she, to me, is a gold mine. Why she's not more famous? She's got everything. She's got the look. She's got the talent, and she's got the personality. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna tell her to go ahead and click the link.
There we go.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Let me tell you something. First of all, 2 things. 1, thank you so much because I know I am a lot to handle when you don't know me. People are like, I don't know how to handle this guy. I don't know what he's about. And 2, thank you for coming. Honestly, we're discovering each other for the first time. And let me tell you something. I was trying to get my research in real quick, and what you have accomplished so far in life and where you're going has got me enthralled. I mean, honestly, you are a gold mine because you have it all. You have athleticism. You've got the $1 million smile, and you've got the talent. Your atmosphere is limitless. They call you fearless. I'm gonna call you limitless because I've watched interviews with you, and it's like you want to do everything. So, first of all, are you a Gemini?
No, I am not. How dare you? No, nothing against Geminis. I love Geminis. But no, I'm an Aries. My birthday was yesterday.
Oh my God! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday. So are you like what? Are you 22 now?
Yeah. Yep. We'll go with that. Yep. I sure am. 22. Yeah. No, it's the last year of my 20s.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I just look what you've accomplished so far. And like I said, it's still limitless for you. And I want to go, and I was telling the guys here, because like I said, I'm discovering you. And of all the motorsports that I've loved, drag racing is probably the one that I'm least knowledgeable about. I mean, I peek in and check it out, but I'm least knowledgeable. But I just know, when I saw you, and I write for Sport Bikes Inc., by the way, and I've seen your articles, but I don't know why I didn't register. And then when I read up on you, this woman is incredible. You played high school football.
Yes, I did. I seem to always be in male-dominated sports, and football was one of them.
Okay, now but why is that? Why is that you were attracted to male-dominated sports? Was it something from your childhood?
Well, no. So I've done everything from gymnastics to cheerleading, everything. But for some reason, I just like a challenge. Yeah. And it just so happened that the sports and things that I like happen to be male dominated, but it's in my blood to have a challenge and do things that they say girls can't do, I guess you can say.
Oh, so kind of like what a Gemini does, but I guess you're an Aries. So I guess you're like an you're like an Aries Gemini. How about that? You're an Aries Gemini.
Nope, not taking it. Aries all day.
Okay, so you grew up in Richmond, Virginia, or did you? Was it Richmond?
Yes, Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, and what was your growing up like? Tell me what your growing up was like.
So my growing up was pretty cool. I was a mama's girl for sure. My mom literally had me in every type of sport, from tap to ballet, gymnastics, comes to cheerleading, everything. My family's very supportive. I kind of grew up in the country too, because my grandparents, they're from the country. Okay. So I was always outside barefoot, like playing with the dirt, trying to grab tadpoles. So
yes,
my growth was really fun. My mom always told me if it's something I want to do, go for it. So I was never sheltered, never held back from doing something that I want to do. And I think that's what inspired me to be the way that I am today.
Okay, how country were? I bet I can out country you. I'm from Oklahoma originally, so I bet I can out country you. How country were you guys?
I mean, how country you want to get? Like I said, outside, barefoot, in the dirt, in the fields. Like moonshine country? Is that what you're saying? Like how country are you?
Oh well, okay. So we had people riding horses. We rode horses. Well, we had to go out and get. When I stayed with my great granddad in Texas, we had to go out and get water because they didn't have running water in the house. That's how country we were.
Oh yes, like outhouse country. Yes, like you get in the bed and it's grit in the bed from the city. Yes. That country. We're not taking a shower in the shower. We're taking it in that big pail.
Yes.
Country.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You're country. Okay. Did you guys run moonshine? Since you're a NASCAR fan, did you run moonshine?
No, not that I know of. I'm sure somebody down the line, and I've always wanted to know that, but I really haven't asked the question to find out. But I will one day.
Okay. So, what was your first love? Your first sport that you got in that you loved? Which one was it?
My first. Oh, I don't like as an adult or a kid?
No. As a kid, when you're growing up as a kid, you're doing all these sports. I guess they're cool, but what sport made you go, okay, I like this?
Probably football, because I grew up in a subdivision, so you would see the boys playing. I'm like, hey, throw me the ball one day, and they threw me the ball, and I caught it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I like this. I can do this, and then I like riding bicycles, and it was. I don't know. I probably would say football was my first love.
Oh, now, at no point did your mom say, hey, you can't do that. I mean, you just, hey, I played football. Okay, good for you. I mean, they never said, don't do that, or you could get hurt.
No, never. My mom at 4 years old, I tell this story all the time. She told me, Destiny, if it was something you want to do, do it. Never be that kid that sat in the back of the classroom and said, dang, I wish I would have raised my hand to volunteer. So from that point, it was go. My grandparents, do whatever you want. My dad, do whatever you want. And they just always supported me.
Now, do you realize, though, how lucky you are, or did you at the time? Because I say this because the reason I do this show is I try to have people on that inspire me or that inspire other people. And I have a soft spot for, I mean, I'm just being honest, people of color who are in motorsports, because that's how I was. That's how I grew up, I love motorsports. I mean, I skipped here's how country I was. We had a 9th grade prom, and so I skipped my 9th grade prom to go to the stock car races, and my mom was mad, my dad was mad, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a race car driver, but I never got that support. So did you realize at that young age how lucky you were to get that support?
No, I thought that it was common. I thought everybody had that support until I got into middle school, and I would start to take notice of the kids' parents that weren't in the bleachers or at my gymnastic competitions. And I'd see, kids look for their parents and they're not there. So I then realized that, hey, I'm lucky. I have parents that support me. I have grandparents that support me. They're at every event, or if they can't be there, they're telling me good luck before I go. So now, at the age that I am now, I definitely see it. And honestly, I can say that support made me the person that I am today, because without that support, I don't think I would have pursued things or had that strength to go through the hard times in sports.
I think that is beautiful. Like I said, I live vicariously through people like you, and there's that little part of me that goes, if only my dad would have, or my mom would have just pushed me toward that. And that's what I love. And that honestly always gets me choked up in my heart, because that support, and especially being a person of color in, a field like motorsports, it's just sports period, but a field like motorsports, when there's not, very many faces like us. And now I think it's better, but still, just the fact that you're doing and your parents supported you, I think that is so beautiful. And when did you get your first motorcycle? When did you get your first bike?
So my mom got my first motorcycle at 16 years old. I literally had a first motorcycle before I had a first car.
Are you serious? What parent does that? That's what I'm talking about. What parent does
My mama. And then so my mom got me my first motorcycle. My grandparents, they bought me my first trailer. So they got me a Vino's, I think it's a was it 6 by 18 or something like that. So everybody's like getting me stuff to get me started. So that's like support on a whole nother level.
Now, was your first bike, was it a dirt bike though? Because your grandparents lived in the country. You didn't go dirt biking?
I had go-karts.
Oh,
that's what I had.
You race go-karts?
Yeah, well, not in a league or anything, but around. I literally made a track around my grandparents' house, and my grandmother hated it.
Oh, if you ever come to Indianapolis, we're gonna go and race go-karts, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I will pay for it, and I will put you in the wall just to show you I still got a little bit of something left in me.
Oh, you won't put me in the wall because they say rubbing is racing, and I'm that person that rubs. So you won't have time to rub me. No, I'll put you on the wall.
It's gonna be Gemini versus Aries, baby.
That's it.
Okay, so when did you become like attracted to speed? When was it with the speed part, or just the exhilaration of like motorsports that really captured your heart?
The specific moment where I understood what it was when I was 6 years old and I was on the back of the motorcycle with my mom, and it used to be the straightaway to the house, and she would always like get into it, and every time she did it, I would like, hit it, mom. So at that moment, that's when I knew the need for speed was in me.
How great is that? So how did your mom come about that? I mean, she sounds like an incredible woman.
So my mom, when she was younger, she had a moped because that was hot back then. So she had that, and then I know she used to play around in the street in her what did she have, a Mustang GT?
Yes.
Something else she had, but yeah, my mom, it's her fault. Well, it's actually my grandfather's fault because he passed it to her and she passed it to me.
This sounds like an incredible family. I love your family already. The fact that you had a go-kart and made a go-kart track, I mean, that's incredible. I love that.
We have the Kodaks around the house somewhere. If I find it, I will post it one day.
Oh, please do. I would love to see that, man. So when was your first race? When did you first start racing?
So I started racing literally 2 months after I got my motorcycle. So I was learning to race and ride at the same time. People may not know, but yeah, that's my story. And we went to, at that time, it was called the My Rock series, which is now XDA.
Okay.
And that's the series we went to. I did some street ET races, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then a few months later, we went to Man Cup in Georgia, and that's when I got to race the BMW S1000. And that's when I became an ambassador for BMW, and that's really when my career took off. Okay, so explain to people like myself, like I said, who's not really very knowledgeable about motorcycle drag racing. I just know NHRA, and that's all I know. I know there's the XDA, so maybe you could explain the difference and everything. So there's a lot of undercard. I guess that's the easiest way you can say it. Undercard classes or series that you have. You have the XDA. You have the SDBA. Okay. And there's a few other undercard series that you have, and pretty much it's for your people that are just getting started racing, but they also have pro classes in them as well. Okay. So kind of how NASCAR, your top tier is your Cup series, and then everything else like your ARCA or undercards, that's the lower series. There you go. So that's what XDA. Okay. So now what's the overall goal though? Is it to be NHRA or is it to go to NASCAR? I mean, because I mean, like I said, you're limitless. I mean, for what you do is limitless. So please don't take any offense to that. So, I mean, so what is your overall goal? At least for now. How about for now? What's your overall goal? Okay. So totally no offense. But right now, my goal for drag racing is NHRA. That has always been my goal. If it was up to me, if I had sponsorship and backing right now, I would be in NHRA. No question. But NHRA is an expensive sport. It's $250,000 to $300,000 to race a year. Wow. Outside of drag racing, NASCAR is the ultimate goal, point blank, period. I would say Formula One, but that's a reach right
Oh my God. We could talk Formula One all day. Honestly, I'm so hyped. I mean, my favorite form of racing is MotoGP. It goes MotoGP and then MotoGP, Supercross, and then Formula One. That race last week with Lewis Hamilton did to Max Verstappen, and I thought
your nails,
Yes, I thought Max had him because when Lewis was losing the back, and he, and then when he told him on the radio, he goes, "I got this, man." That's when I went, "That's a champion right there." That is it. When he goes, "I got," and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." So you like Formula One also?
Yeah, I do. So I love Formula One, but my boyfriend like really loves Formula One, and his huge passion for it really got me like a huge passion for it. So we're in the house, like everything has to stop when Formula One is on. We're watching qualifying, we're watching practice, everything. Like that's us. Like that's our thing.
You are a motorsports guy's a dream girl. I mean, honestly, I feel the same way about MotoGP. MotoGP is to me everything, but now I do the same with Formula One. But MotoGP is just a little bit above Formula One for me. I mean, I like to watch the after interview, like after they do the podium. I want the after interview. I want to when they're and then they go to the post race press conference. I'm watching that. I mean, I watch everything. It's there's something about racing, and it's that passion but you're doing it though. The thing about it is between me and you're the one that's actually doing it. And I think that's what's beautiful about it.
And then I feel like another thing that really makes it so unique to me is because my boyfriend races also. So we share a passion together. And he won a championship last year. So this year he's literally, because I'm racing 3 pro classes, he's putting the bike to the side to focus on me. So that in itself, like I swear, it makes me want to cry every time, because to know that he loves motorcycles so much and he's willing to put it on the side to make sure I'm good this year, that's like a whole nother. That makes me say I am a champion this year. Like we have to win a championship this year, just to give to you, because you sacrifice. Well, you not sacrifice, but you put yourself on hold for me.
And that's why I say, like I said, politics be damned. If you just look at the world, what you just said proves how the world is changing. He's a champion, and he put his bike to the side. That's his passion. And he put his bike to that to focus on you. That's where I say the world is a better place. Because, I mean, in times past, even in times now, where it's usually stereotypically, the woman's going to go, okay, I have these dreams. Like one of my favorite quotes is, like this guy told me his grandma said, "You know what? I wanted to do a lot of things, and then I met your grandpa." Yeah. So what you just said, man, it's the exact opposite. Now he's gonna sacrifice his, dream to focus on you, and like you said, you've got to do it now, and that support has just got to help you and propel you to become more of a champion.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
But now, do you feel that pressure though? Do you feel that pressure?
In a sense, I do, but it's also building my strength, because I can let the pressure get to me, but pressure bust pipes, and I'm gonna do nothing but fold. So I have to just continue to stay focused and better myself, and really lock in and have that laser-like focus to get these championships. Because I honestly, I could win 3 of them, because I'm in 3 pro classes. Right. But I'm not gonna put that pressure on me. So if I can get at least 1, if not 2, I'm happy.
Honestly, pressure busts pipes, but it also makes diamonds.
Hey,
it also makes diamonds, and you are a diamond, my friend. And I mean it from the bottom. No, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You want to get NHRA, and I know the sponsorship, it's a big deal. But at the same time, if I have somebody in NHRA and I'm looking at you and I'm like, what are we holding back? This woman's a champion. She's drop dead gorgeous with a great personality, a great warming personality. But when that helmet goes off and that lid goes, my favorite quote of you, and I'm gonna tell you right now is, this was when you won that's when you won with the first female African American to win at the Georgia South Georgia Motorsports Park when you in the 4.60 4.60 index. And my favorite quote, this guy said, there's guys when you get the line, you could tell people who can't wait to drop the clutch and those who can't wait to pop the chute. Dystany Spurlock is one of those who can't wait to drop the clutch. And that's the perfect analogy for you. And that just shows that, hey, I mean, you're great. Like I said, great smile, great everything. But when that helmet goes down and it's time to get that work in and it's time to get it done, you're a winner. And if I was a sponsor in NHRA, I'd be like, you're like a Leah Pruitt. I mean, Leah in Top Fuel. No, I mean that. And you're and the way the world is now, you are perfect. You be the perfect spokesperson. I don't know what they're waiting on. I could see champion. Your boyfriend sees champion. I don't know what these guys are waiting on. I mean, have you been hitting up companies? at all? Like say, hey, sponsor me?
Yeah, I have like everything. My whole deck is done. I've been had that stuff for years. But with COVID, you got people that are like, yeah, but we got to see how our funds are going to do this year. But it just takes that one, You may get a million no's, but it takes that one yes. So
I would say go to Starbucks, right? Get the Starbucks bike. And think about it. You come into the everybody's gonna love you automatically eventually because you got a Starbucks trailer, right? Look, see, I know what I'm talking about. What? And get a purple bike with Starbucks on it. As soon as you come into the pit, people are like, oh my God, and they're gonna be lined up just to get Starbucks. You give them like free cappuccinos, right? And sign autographs. That is a no-brainer. That's a drop. $350,000 is a drop in the bucket at Starbucks. I mean, that's a weekend. That's a weekend. Yeah. I'm telling you, hit Starbucks up now. You tell them I sent you. Okay. Say, hey, listen, there's this brother from Indianapolis. He said, right? And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, BT. Yeah, we know him. And how much money do you need? And there you go. And they're going to write you out a check. And they go, yeah, bam, done. And you're going to go, oh, BT got it going on. And next thing you know, champion. And I want you to go, first of all, before I get this trophy, I want to thank BT for making it happen. I'll be like, hey, love you, Dystany. You my favorite Aries.
Right. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your love for NASCAR. Okay, so growing up, when did you develop a love for NASCAR?
So my grandparents lived a mile up the road from Richmond International Raceway, RIR. So when I was little, I would always hear it. And my poppy is a huge NASCAR fan. So he would always watch it on TV. And I would be sitting there watching it and literally hearing it. So it was a feeling that I can't explain. So from that point, I've always been interested in it. So then we went to a race, fell in love with it. I'm like, I want to do this. The noise, it's just everything. So NASCAR's been a part of me since I was maybe 6 years old.
I tell people, and you can attest to this. People who don't know, like my producer and my sound engineer, they don't understand. There is no sound better than the sound of racing. I mean, whether it's motorcycles or cars, there's no sound better than that. And it's just, and
my favorite is the V10 that the Formula One cars used to have, but they don't have.
Yes. Okay, your all-time favorite Formula One driver. All-time favorite Formula One driver. All time.
Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, Lewis Hamilton. Then Danny.
Danny.
Yeah, number 3. Danny
Hamilton. I mean, are you talking? I'm saying Formula One. I'm talking just Formula One. Just Formula One.
Yeah. So. Oh no, not Denny. No, not Denny. Not number 11. NASCAR.
Okay.
But I was talking about Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel, Formula One.
Okay. Ricardo.
Yes.
You like Daniel Ricardo?
I do.
I mean, listen. I think he's great. I love his personality, but I think he has to win more. I think if he won more, if he won like Lewis, he would break the bank if he won like Lewis.
But he was doing good this last race. Now that he's with McLaren, right?
Yes. He went to McLaren. Yes.
So he was like top 4 for a little bit, and
I mean, listen. I mean, you like who you like. I mean, you Aries are, you are who you are. But honestly, I think who's going to have a monster year, I think, is Perez. Because Perez, he's supposed to be second, and he had that trouble in the beginning, but he came back, and I think he got a 5th or 4th or 5th. You watch Perez this year. He's in that Red Bull car. Ooh, girl, watch Perez this year. I promise you. I think Formula 1 is going to have the best year they've ever had. But I got to go. So, okay, how about this? Top 5 all-time Formula One. You're top 5 in Formula One right now. Top 5 Formula One.
So Lewis Hamilton, then Danny, then Hockenberg.
Okay. He should be racing. He should have a ride this year, personally.
Sebastian is all right. He get on my nerves sometimes, but he's okay. Who will be my last?
Sebastian gets.
Why are you laughing?
I think that's funny because he does kind of get it like, all right, Sebastian, okay.
He gets on my nerves sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
That'll probably be it, honestly.
You don't like Mad Max? You don't like Mad Max?
No, Max is all right. His personality,
really. I love Max, man. So you're gonna leave out Ayrton Senna, one of the greatest of all time, the greatest of all time.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, but you know what? You like who you like. I mean, honestly, you like. So what? Say again.
No, I thought you were talking about like current day, like this year.
No, I mean of all time. I mean of all time. Of all time. Of
Of
all
all
time.
time.
Yeah. Of all time.
That's hard. You know how many people that is to go through?
But I mean, but when it's the greatest, but like I said, it's up to you though, because I mean, it's like telling somebody, like, you know, what's your favorite rock group? And I always say one of my favorites is Nickelback. And they go, Nickelback. I go, hey man, that's who I like. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, I'm a cheesy dude. I'm a cheesy dude. I like cheesy stuff. My favorite group, one of my favorite groups is Kiss, Dokken, and Nickelback. And if people don't like it, I say, I don't care. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. That's who I like.
Like Nickelback was out in like the early 2000s.
Hey, you ain't gotta say it like that. You ain't gotta say like hurt my feelings like that. You ain't gotta say, you try to call me old. No, you went around the way to call me old. Like, wow, wasn't that like the early 2000s? I mean, I was barely born then.
I used to listen to that like high school, so I was like, I think that's like, but yeah. But yeah, I'll say those are my top.
Okay.
Those are my top.
No, there's nothing wrong with, like I said, you like who you like. But I mean, to me, Lewis is everything. I mean, for everything he's a champion. He stands for something. And he's just the greatest spokesman. I mean, he's a nice looking guy, and he's a great spokesman. Like I said, and he stands for something, and he's sincere about it. And I think he really wants to be American so bad. You know what I mean? Like, he really does. You know, he's got the cornrows, and if he wants to, and he wants to have like a baggy race suit. How can you have one? He wants to have a baggy race suit. You know, if it was up to him.
Look, we embrace him here in the States, even though he's from the UK. So.
Oh my God! I love Lewis. I love Lewis. Oh, okay, so your top five. Okay, your top five all-time NASCAR. Top five all-time NASCAR.
All right, I like Joey Logano. This is not in particular order. I like Joey Logano. Of course, Dale Earnhardt. You can't say top five without saying him.
Of course.
Denny, of course.
Oh, I love Denny.
Denny's dope. People are probably gonna be like, "Is she gonna say Danica?"
No,
but
you like who you like. No, don't be. I'm not pressuring you. You like who you like. Seriously, you like who you like.
Johnson.
Who?
Jimmy Johnson is. I think he's like my number one because he was there for so long and he's super humble and he's like that. And then my boyfriend's gonna be like, "Did you really say this?" But I'm gonna have to say,
say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, you better say it.
Harvick, just because this is why. Harvick will be in the back and you don't see anything about him. All of a sudden he win the race. And it's like, how? Like, really? So he comes out of nowhere and just like gets up in there and like, hey, I'm here, I won. So
No, I love that. I love your choices. I like Denny. I really do. I think he's a racer that no one talks about, even though it's not NASCAR. I'll give you, it's not NASCAR. But one of my favorite racers of all time is Scott Dixon. Race to IndyCar. Scott Dixon I met him actually at RIR, at Richmond International. I met Scott Dixon at Richmond International. And I was like, and I know you don't know me, but I'm just annoying. If I'm in a pit, seriously, I'm like, oh my God, there's a racer, and I'm all up in their face, and they're like, is this guy for real? I mean, I'm like, is this a guy for real? So I met Scott. I shook his hand, and I swear I stood up straight, and I go, I want to be like this guy. And he changed my life. I shook his hand. He goes, how you doing, Mike? And I go, hey, Scott. And after that, I was like, I want to be like Scott Dixon. And if you meet Scott Dixon, he will make you want to be like him. That dude, for some reason, he makes you straighten up. He makes you go, okay, I got to go run like 4 miles now. I mean, that's the way he is. You got to meet Scott Dixon. He will change your life. He will change your life. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I'm sure I'll meet him one day and I'll tell him, I'll call you, be like, yo, BT. So I met him and you're right.
And your boyfriend will be like, hey, get off the phone with him right now.
Right.
Okay, so you also did the NASCAR, they had a program called Drive for Diversity. Is that what it was?
No, I did not do NASCAR's Drive for Diversity.
I thought. No, say it again. You tried out for it.
I didn't try out for it. I applied.
Okay.
You have to apply for it and you have to be chosen, and I was never chosen, unfortunately. So no, I did not do the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program. I tried for like 4 years. So
now, what was the criteria for that?
They literally ask you to fill out your name, information, what experience you have doing like carts or cars.
Yeah.
Only experience I had was kart racing, the arena car stuff, and I did not get chosen, which is fine because I mean I get it. They want you to have more experience, but it also takes money to be able to get that seat time, get that experience. So, but it's okay. It doesn't stop me. It didn't stop me then.
Well,
So.
nothing stops you. I mean, obviously you've done everything and you continue to do everything, which I think is great. But does that leave like a little chip on your shoulder, like Tom Brady when he, got chosen in the 6th round? I mean, have like a chip in a way, like I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna come back. If I got to do it the long way around, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you that y'all should have picked me.
No, because I'm not a spiteful person, or it doesn't like make me feel any type of way because they didn't choose me. At the end of the day, they didn't choose me. They have their reasons. Who am I to judge if they should or shouldn't? I mean, it seemed like the shoe would have fit, but for them, it didn't. And that's totally okay because we all have a path. And I guess my path was to not go through that way, but go around. So
I think that's beautiful. I mean, because I would have had like a chip, like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys. Because there's a tough love kind of element to it also. I mean, because I remember growing up as my parents. I remember one time I was like, I think 7th grade, and I was fat, and my dad saw me getting ready to take a bath. He goes, "Boy, you look disgusting." And I said, "All right, I'll show you." And ever since then, I've worked out and kind of keep my body in shape because my dad said that, and it hurt my feelings, but it also spurred me to go, okay, I'll show you. So like that's what it is, though. You got to use that positive reinforcement from a negative situation. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, it's something that does that to me, but that particular incident, no.
Okay. Now, are you doing I know you race, but are you racing full time? Because I know at the time when I was reading, you were a commercial truck driver.
Yes. So I drive tractor trailers for a living.
Long haul?
No, definitely not. Totally local.
Okay. Wow. What made you want to drive truck? You do everything. I'm loving this. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You're everything I want somebody to be. Limitless. You try it. I mean, you try it and you go in like without any kind of like, maybe I shouldn't. You just go in like, boom, balls to the wall. I'm going to do this and no one's stopping me. So what made you want to be a commercial truck driver?
So I was a flight attendant at the time. I know. Another thing I'm doing. So my goal was to be a flight attendant because we can work as much or as less as we want.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get my CDL, be a flight attendant, and be a truck driver. Well, I ended up leaving the airline, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna drive trucks full time. So I got my license, and I said, let's do it. So I went for it. I've always liked trucks. Like my godfather, he used to drive a dump truck. So my mom drove dump trucks for a little bit. So I was around it. And I just said, hey, I want to do it. So I did it.
How great. Think about it. You could save a team money. You could drive your own transport, right? Park it, right? And then you go race, win, then you load the truck, then you load the car back up and go, see you guys, and then you drive off. You know what psychologically what they could do to a team? If they see you driving the transport truck in and you get out, then you change clothes like Superman or Superwoman or Wonder Woman, and you get out and then you put your racing suit on, you go out, you beat their ass on the track and then put it back in the trailer and you drive off, they go, she does everything. She beat us in everything. Psychologically, that would dismantle somebody. You could be like Rocky, you could be a one-man wrecking machine. I mean, you could do that. You really could. I mean, you're doing it now pretty much.
Yeah, I told myself like once we get like our big rig for NHRA or NASCAR, I said I'm gonna drive to one of the races, like literally pull up, but it's not gonna be an automatic truck. It's gonna be like a 13, 18 speed. Pull up, drop the bags, start unloading, and then go race. And I'm gonna be like, did she really do that? So yeah.
I think that is great. I honestly love that. I just love that the fact that you like. I also saw an interview that said you want to go into outer space.
Yes, I do. Yes, I want to go to Mars so bad. I don't know why, but I do.
Because it's there. That's why. Because it's there. I don't know where I got that from because it was some show back in my day. And I'm not gonna say it because you're gonna make me feel old. But back in my day, and they go, "Why do you want to do that?" He goes, "Because it's there." That's why you want to. That's why. But okay, go ahead, tell me.
So when I was younger, I've always been fascinated with NASA. The fact that somebody can go into space, float around, and still live, and the fact of the unknown of what's out there. So it's always been like something that's right in my curiosity. So
I think that is. Did you go to school? Like, did you a 4-year school, like a college or a junior college or anything?
no, I actually graduated high school a year early, so that way I can pursue my drag racing career.
Oh my, they had the clairvoyance to do that. Oh my gosh, I just love it.
Oh, it was either go to UCLA or USC for track and field because I was really good in that, or graduate early and do what I really love. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and get out of school early and go do what I like.
That's beautiful. Okay, what event did you what event did you do in track and field? What event?
Say that one more time.
What event did you do in track and field? What event?
So I did I was a sprinter, 4x1, 4x2, 200, long jump, triple jump, discus. That was my thing.
No decathlon? No decathlon?
Ooh, no.
No, that's the first time. That's the first time I heard you say no. Are you going to Mars? No big deal. How about decathlon? No. So is that where you draw the line? Is decathlon like going to outer space, going to Mars, being in space? Like, yeah, I'll do that. How about decathlon? No.
All right, so let me fix that. So my boyfriend and I, we're doing a 100-mile bike ride in October.
What kind of bike you have? What kind of bicycle do you have? What kind of bicycle?
We have trek bikes.
Okay. I got to specialize. So okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, I like specialized too. That's dope.
Okay.
But we're actually training for that now.
Okay.
So that's like the only long distance type stuff I would do on a bicycle. Running, not saying I would never, but right now that's not in focus.
But so no decathlon. No decathlon. I think that's amazing to me. Everything I've said, you said, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, drive a truck, go into outer space. But the one thing that you were adamant, no, I will not do a decathlon. You're almost like you're offended. No, I will not do a decathlon. Not now, not never.
Not now. Maybe later. Not now. Not on the bucket list.
Okay. Well, since we're here, I mean, and this is the elephant in the room, and sometimes I hate to address it, but it's there. Did you ever get any pushback for being a woman or being a woman of color in the pit or trying to go into racing? Was there ever any incidents where you're like, I think that was a sexist event, or I think that was because I was blah, blah. I mean, has any of that happened to you?
Not anything that I can like specifically think of right off bat, but also I'm that person that I really don't pay attention to people. I'm focused on what I'm focused on, and that is to win.
Right.
So if anybody even had a negative remark to say, I'm like, okay, whatever, next, keep it moving.
Yes.
Because me listening to your negativity does nothing for me. Nothing, zero. So I'm not even going to entertain it.
Right. That's beautiful. That's great. No, that's great. That's a great attitude to have. I mean, because it's the same way with me when I race go-karts. It's like, I mean, everybody's always been cool. And and even when I was growing up, going to the pits, I mean, like I said, I'm just a dork when it comes to racing. And guys would finish racing. I don't know how I did it, but I'd go into the pit after they pull up from racing. They're hot and sweaty. I remember a guy literally drinking a beer as he's finished weighing his car. And I'm like, man, you did a great job, Larry. And he's like, how did these kids get into the pits? But it was always good to me. It was always love. You know what I mean? I guess they figure, hey, he likes racing, so what the heck? You know what I mean? Plus, it was a different time and era. I mean, and that's why I asked because, and honestly, I think it's going to be maybe a different experience for you because, like I said, it's a different time and you're a woman and you're also an attractive one. So I think it'll also be different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so so now we're there. How did your boyfriend approach you? Like, you know, you're both racing and you're both, you know, got the, you know, like the blinders on. I'm trying to hear to win. But how did he kind of like, hey, so you want to go and talk what kind of fuel grade we want to use? I mean, like, how did he slip in to your DMs, as we like to say, as the young people like to say? How did he slip into your DMs? Huh?
Pretty much that. So, but him and I, we dated a long time ago, and then now we're back together. So it kind of was like that. It was like, hey, okay, hey, type of thing. But we knew from day one, like, we are for each other. We share so many of the same passions. It's love. Like, it's there. The only thing that we have like issues with is he's like, Dystany, focus. And I'm just like, I am focused, but all right, I got it. Like, okay. Like he shows me tough love, and I be like, babe, can you just be sweet? Just like, oh, you messed up, but do it better next time. He's like, no, you messed up, so fix it. And I just like, all right, gosh. But I get it though. He just wants he wants the best for me. He wants me to be the best that I can be. So
I think that is, oh my God, to find somebody that love. I mean, I think chemistry is one thing, but man, if I found somebody who loved like motorsports like I do, like who got in the GP like I do. Have you ever watched a MotoGP race? Have you ever seen a MotoGP race?
do, but I don't follow it a lot to like know who everybody is.
Well, from here on out, you will, because after this, we're gonna inspire each other, all three of us. I don't know your boyfriend, but he's gonna want to know me. I'm gonna want to know him, and we're all gonna be like we're gonna inspire each other. So after this, I want you to watch MotoGP because that's my jam, and then I'm gonna get into drag racing because I'm chatting with you, and now I'm into it now. You know, because like I said, I mean, I was up front, and it's true. I was like,
right.
I liked it, but I was never. And that was the one form like, I don't know. So I didn't know anything about like when you were about to pop that clutch. Tell me have you ever gone 200 miles an hour yet? Have you gone 200 miles an hour yet?
200, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's not documented because it was during a grudge class, which grudge means they don't show times or anything.
Okay.
So, yeah, but the goal this year in my new class that I'm racing, which is Pro Extreme, hopefully we'll go 200. That'll be really cool if we did. So we'll see.
What is that like? I mean, if you can explain that to people who haven't, I mean, I've gone fast on my motorcycle before on the street or on the track days, but what's it like to straight line 200 miles an hour? I mean, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the most focused you've ever been in your life?
So at first it was like, holy crap, I just went X amount of mile an hour. But now I literally have time to think about everything. Like you don't realize you're going that fast until you sit up and the wind like hits you and you're like, oh, but while you're tucked down, once you get used to it and doing it more, you don't really, well, for me, I can't speak for anybody else. For me, it's just like, I'm going fast. And then you look at your ticket and you're like, oh my God, that was 180 miles an hour. What? You don't realize you're going that fast.
Walk me through your thought process. Okay, you're coming up to the line. Okay, you do your burnout, right? You do your burnout, right? Or do you?
Yes.
Okay. You do your burnout. Okay, then you come up to the line.
Yeah.
What's your thought process? Walk me through it. The whole time after your burnout, you go through the line and you're waiting for the tree. Talk me through it. What's going through your mind? How does Dystany Spurlock go through her mental countdown?
So first, I pray. Pray before I even get in the burnout box.
What do you say?
I get in the burnout box.
What do you say? What's your prayer?
What's my prayer?
Yeah. What's your prayer?
I don't have a specific prayer. It's just, I just flow. I just flow with the spirit and wherever my heart lays.
Okay.
And then I go into the burnout box, and most of the time my boyfriend's either right there with the starter cart starting me up, or he's in front of me ready to line me up. Either way, I'm focused in on him. When he's beside me, he's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." And once he tells me that, I'm just locked in. I'm paying attention to down the track, keeping it calm, because a lot of times you can get antsy and like freak out and get too excited, and then you run the risk of red lighting or something like that. So I try to stay calm. Once I roll up to the beam, I'm locked in. Like that's it. And I'm waiting for the bulbs to drop. And once they go, I'm there. I'm letting go on that clutch, or I'm letting off the button, or I'm dialed in.
Okay, and as you're going down the straight, are you acknowledging the guy, the person next to you, or are you just like they're like, oh, I think they're ahead of me, or what should I mean? Do you acknowledge them at all? Maybe if they're ahead.
You have to acknowledge them. If you're in an index class, you have to acknowledge them. Once you leave, you have to know where their bike is at all times, because you have to gauge it. Like the 460, it's an index class. You can't go faster than 4.60 seconds. So if that guy is way back there, and you run the risk of going too fast, you might want to roll off the throttle a little bit, so that way you don't go too fast and end up giving them the win. So you have to, I know it's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about that class. So you can go too fast in the 460 class?
Yeah, in the 460 class. If you go a 459, you lost the race because you've gone too fast. Yes.
Wow, that's weird.
Yes.
No, it is.
So,
I mean, I always thought you do as fast as you can, and that's how you win a race.
yes. So, and then you have your heads up classes where none of that matters. It's just first one across the finish line.
And that's when is that the one you like the best?
Yes, I am definitely a heads up racer. Because that's just what I know. It's like lock, throttle, let's go. Run what you brung. If you don't have enough, that's not my fault.
I love it. Yes, I love it.
It's all good.
So you just pin, is that you just pin, when do you give it full throttle, like all the way full throttle? Here we go. Ooh, this is scary.
It all depends on the type of bike. So my 460 bike, you're holding a button.
Okay.
So you're holding a button and you're twisting throttle all the way down. And when you want to go, you let your thumb off of the button and then it goes.
Wow.
But if you're racing like my super stock class, it's your hand clutch and your throttle. So you literally want to get as much power out the gate as possible, so that way you can get enough momentum to get off the line. But you also have to control it through your clutch, because if you give it too much gas and too much clutch, you run a risk of wheeling. So you have to be as smooth and as hard as possible.
So you got to ease up the clutch, but still.
Yeah.
Oh man! So that is the method to the madness.
Yeah.
And now I do.
My phone is about to die.
Oh my God! Is it? So you got to go. You got to give it a go.
Yes.
Oh my God! Okay. How much battery time do you have? How much battery time do you have?
I have 2% right now.
Oh my God. Okay,
so,
listen.
At any moment.
Okay, Dystany Spurlock, thank you so much. There was so much more I wanted to get to, but I don't want your phone to die. Thank you so much for blessing me with this interview. You have been an inspiration to you. We got to do a part. If you're ever in Indianapolis, we got to do a part 2. I want you in the studio after I beat your ass in go-kart racing. I want you in the studio.
That's not happening. And if you beat me, my boyfriend's going to be there to beat you. So.
Well, listen, I wish you nothing but the best this year for you and your boyfriend. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for blessing me with this interview. Good luck in your season and good luck in life, but you don't need it. You're already a star, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Have a great day and a great season, Dystany. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, BT. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show, and I will see you guys soon. Follow me on everything at Dystany Spurlock.
That's Dystany Spurlock. Thank you guys for watching Tales from the Gemini with my newest, bestest buddy, Dystany Spurlock. And I'm BT, and like we say about this time, peace.